What up, though, YouTube? Welcome back to Luke G's Field Review. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back with a special guest. You asked for it. It finally happened. We are here today with the myth, the legend, the man, everything King. What up, though, Mr. King himself?
What's up, man? What's up, Detroit? Everybody, all the Detroit sports fans out there.
Man, listen, they have been on our head about us doing this. And when we was finally able to get this thing popping, I was really excited for it, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm glad you contacted me, man. I knew nothing of it.
Hey, man, listen. Now, I generally go through, do my roll call. I go through the chat, and I acknowledge those who are in the chat with us right now. It's going to pick up really fast. So let me just go ahead and acknowledge them really quick. We got Trey's 428. I don't know how to pronounce this. Hugo Rex. Okay. And we got Lee Bender, George Morgan, Go Lions, Entwine. We got Noble Sports Entertainment. He says, "What up, though?"
No, but what it is, boy.
That's the man right there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we got Lions Roar 74. To all those who are in the chat, what up, doing? Welcome to the show. We got a good one for you. Just some grown folks talking some football, man. And maybe even a little basketball. Y'all know I tend to stay away from the basketball because people get too emotional, man. I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't. We got Bug Spray and Risky in the chat. I mean, they coming in. All right. So.
All right.
Let me do my quick thing. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Luke G. We are part of a bigger picture here for the city of Detroit sports. We try to give a narrative that's unbiased and fair. And I just want to give a shout out to Noble Sports Entertainment TA. Please check him out. His channel is linked in my description, as well as the Gridiron Blitz, Derrick P. Fields. Sorry, Derrick. His channel is linked in my description. We also have Mr. JMO, aka 313 JMO. His channel is linked in my description. And the newest member, MicroMike, his channel is linked in my description. Now, I did not forget our newest member, Travis Troxu. I just got to get it linked in my description. But we do have Mr. Everything King's channel linked in the description. So please make sure you like, subscribe, and sub to all these channels. Man, oh man, let's get into it because I've been waiting to talk some football.
Let's go.
I've been waiting to talk some football. Let's start off with this first question I got for you, man.
All right.
NFL draft. Who do Everything King want the Lions to take with that first pick if they're stuck at 8?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I absolutely, positively want the Detroit Lions to take nobody. I want them to move back.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because being that the amount of talent that we got in this draft, the Lions bag up, get some more picks. You already see the rumors out there about the Atlanta Falcons being a possibility. If their guy that they want is there and they think he's going to be available, move back. Move back because even though the media and everybody they put a lot out about some of these athletes, I don't always believe all the hype. Pretty much the guy that I want is obviously going to be gone within the first 5 picks. That's Josh Allen, of course. But you got Devin White, you got Greedy Williams. Even though they put the knock out there about him not tackling and stuff, that's fixable things to me. He can cover. That's the most important thing for me. You have the Rashawn Gary thing. I think that's all smoking gas. But it's a lot of other guys out there. You have Ed Oliver. You have Brian Burns. There's so many people on defense that you can get. Move back if I'm the Detroit Lions. I'm going to move back and get more picks. Bob Quinn with more picks is a better option for me. And this is a legit chance that the Lions have to do it. So I will do it.
Yeah, see, I'm in total agreement with you. I did a video like months ago where I basically was like, Bob Quinn is trading that pick. And it was based on something that he said low-key in an interview for the Detroit Lions YouTube channel. And I was like, okay. I dug deep into it. You should have saw me. I was going back reading articles, trying to find patterns and everything. And I was like, yeah, he's trading this pick. And what ended up happening was the more I looked at it, I started realizing what was going on. Then, like you, I saw all the smoke screens and stuff. Now, I will say, in terms of Greedy Williams, I don't think you can fix tackling. I mean, he just shy away from it. Either you want it or you don't, and he don't look like he want it. And
I put it to you this way: Darius Slay is not the most supreme tackler either.
no,
He does a lot of diving at the legs and ankles too. But if you can cover that guy and tackle good enough to make the tackle in the first place, I'm fine. You don't have to be Quandre Diggs for me.
yeah. And see, here's the thing. I'm in agreement with you on that. I just look at Greedy Wiz and I said, man, see the game that was telling to me was when I watched this film, I started noticing. I was like, yeah, he was beast moding all these little small school guys. He was beast moding the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But when he went against Alabama, it got real.
Yeah.
You know, it got real for him. And, you know, it's like it was like every time my man ran a quick slant or a drag, he was lost. I was like, now come on, bro. You know, and in press coverage, he wasn't coming up to do it. So I'm in total agreement with you that yes, they need to trade down. But if they stuck there,
it's another part to it.
Okay.
And with the trading back situation, I wouldn't be mad, even though I prefer them not to. I wouldn't be mad if they did go and get an O lineman or a tight end. I would not be mad.
If they traded back, though, right?
If you could trade back, yeah. If you trade back and get Hockenson, I'm fine. But taking him at 8 is too high. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to take a tight end within the top 10 again. If I'm going top 10, I'm going to give you a player. The player that I would take, I'm probably going to say I would probably take Devin White, to be honest. Okay. I like Devin White.
All right, so you're taking Devin White in the top 8. Now it's funny you say that. Yeah. All right, because I know if the Gridiron Blitz Derrick P. Fields on, he would say I disagree with everybody, and it's just not true. It's just not true. I just want to give you another way to think about it. When you say you don't want to do it again, in terms of you're going back to when they took Eric Ebron. When Eric Ebron came out, he had already had to build on him that he had catching problems. And so that's where this guy came out. He don't have no catching problem. I mean, even Noah Fant has dropped more passes than this guy has dropped. Every pass that's been thrown to him, he's caught. You know, he's probably had the least amount of drops of tight ends in here. And then he does something that's so spectacular, which is he run blocks, he pass blocks. And when I look at the Lions and what they have been in recent years, I go back to 91 when they had the most success. They ran the ball.
Yeah.
And TJ Hockenson helps with that. He gives them a legitimate threat at tight end. And to me, when I go through and I look at TJ Hockenson, he's the only tight end or one of the few tight ends I'm worried about. So in terms of Devin White, I'm cool. If they take Devin White, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be mad. But in the case of Devin White, I do believe you can fix Devin White's tackling because it's not like he shy away from it. He just tackles too high, you know. Now, Greedy, yeah, right. Greedy, you know.
Yeah, Greedy wants no parts.
Yeah, Greedy like that witness to a crime. He ain't seen nothing. You know what I mean? Like that guy, he ain't trying to have it. And so to me, I don't want it.
I hate it so much because he is so good in the coverage situation, man. Like I watched the film on this guy. This guy, he runs stride for stride. He's disciplined on when to turn his body and look for that football. He has the good mechanics when it comes to that. But yeah, the tackling is a knock, man. I can't take him.
I mean, listen, it's one of them things where, and then I go through and I think about what the Detroit Lions said, where they said that, you know, all aspects of our team, they have to be able to tackle. That's what they said, you know?
Yeah. We tackled very well last year, especially for a Lions team.
Right.
But the thing is, now what would you say if the Lions moved back and they went and got Baker out of Georgia?
Well, I'm a component of moving back. It's always been my first option. But if they move back into Baker, I wouldn't be mad. Even though I've seen a few flaws in Baker's game, overall, Baker to me would be a much better prospect than say Greedy Williams. But if I would prefer them to move back and look at somebody like Byron Murphy, if we go on cornerback,
Yeah.
I just the more I think about the move back, I've been stuck between two positions and two particular players based on the pattern that I'm seeing if they trade back. And it's names that I've been trying to save it, but since you own, I might as well have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I believe that if they trade back, the two names that they're going to look at is going to be Jalen Ferguson, outside linebacker / DN from Louisiana Tech.
Uh-huh.
And the second person that I think if they trade back is going to be cornerback DeAndre Baker. And so to me, those were the two names that came up because when I go through and I look at the patterns, I go, okay, they fit the schools and they fit best player available for need, which is what's been preached by Bob Quinn and by Matt Patricia.
And the thing with Baker is another thing that Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia they scream all the time is versatility. Baker played both. He played man and zone.
True.
He is versatile. So that may be, if they move back, that may be one of the legit options for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and just so you know, Sag Natty said he is so upset at me and you because we decided to go on and he got a party and can't tune in. We apologize about that. We will do this again.
Hey, what I don't know what type of party it is. Whatever it is, don't drink and drive. Call an Uber.
Exactly. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We will do it again. Noble Sports Entertainment says, Luke, there ain't no cornerbacks who don't have flaws. They all got flaws. Man, I know this.
Yeah, but Greedy that's a little different though.
But I would say the thing with Greedy is, and I'm weighing the options on the flaws. I mean, here it's one thing for you to be able to cover. It's another thing for when you get beat. What happens after that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it gets crazy. And then also, I am going to open the phone lines up really soon, people. I'm just holding tight so we can just have this conversation. Now, we know that we both agree that that we want them to trade down. We know that you figure if they at 8, they're taking Devin White. I think it'll be TJ Hockenson if they stay at 8. My next question is, but what do you ultimately think is really going to happen? We know who we want and stuff like that, but what do you think is really going to happen at 8 if they stuck?
If they stuck, I honestly think that, I honestly think the Lions is going to go tight end.
Yeah, I agree.
This is just like last year. I did a live stream last year with the draft. The Lions, Bob Quinn always goes the opposite of what I'm thinking. He does it all the time. And I had Kerryon Johnson on my draft notes. No one was thinking Kerryon Johnson. You can't point one person out of me in the city of Detroit was thinking Kerryon Johnson.
I know I wasn't. I was thinking Sony Michel in the first. I was sold on Sony Michel. I'm still sold on Sony Michel, and I like the Kerryon, but I was just worried about the injury history.
Yeah. So it's what the thing is with the Lions and what we're not used to as Detroit fans. I try to express people all the time about this with Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. We're not used to the Lions drafting guys based off what fits their scheme. You see what I'm saying? We're used to the Lions going out and getting names. We're used to them going out and getting names. So they're doing it the right way, I want to say, finally.
Right. And I totally agree with that.
Yeah, if you want to call it the Patriot way or whatever you want to call it, they get guys that fit into their system. And I totally like that.
Well, Go Lion said, "How is Pops?" He's wondering how's your dad doing?
He's doing good. I just left. He's doing good. Just got done getting him something to eat. He is doing much better than what he was. I appreciate you for asking.
Yes, blessings to all the good news we can always get, man. Now since we went into that thing about picking up people that fit into the scheme, it's just gonna segue right in nicely into this next question, which is, what do you think about the Detroit Lions offseason thus far?
Man, I like everything that they did except one thing.
Uh-oh.
The one.
Uh-oh.
No, listen. I'm not gonna say I don't. I don't. It's not that I dislike it. I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The Amendola signing.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I understand why you went and got Amendola. You're familiar with Amendola. That's the theme of this offseason is, familiarity. You know what I'm trying to say. I can't never say the word right. But
Right.
they're familiar with Amendola. My problem with Amendola is Amendola's injury history. Now, Amendola's had an injury history, but since he's been having issues, he hasn't been the same player. So adding him at the slot is something I have a gripe with because I would have preferred to put Brandon Powell at the slot and give
Ah,
him opportunity
okay.
because he's, even when he did he finally got a shot at the end of the season, he had a hell of a game. Why
True.
not?
True.
You
True.
see,
So I think for me, when I look at the offseason, because I tell everybody anytime I say anything on my channel, if I'm wrong, please come back. I have no problem having a conversation about it. And I was very adamant that I just felt like they would not go out and get Trey Flowers because it's going to cost about $18 million a season.
uh-huh.
And lo and behold, they went out and gave him $18 million a season. I just did not expect them to rework that them contracts the way they did. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, you did it to where you basically paid them up, and then for the cap on the year, it only counts for
Yeah,
$6 million. I said, oh my god. Then
yeah,
you got Jesse James to take a 5th-year option. They put
yeah,
they put a they put a 2nd-year option on Romeo Core, and then
yeah,
on top of that, I like you. I did not think that they would go Danny Amendola because I'm like, one, he's older, his injury history, and I wanted the youth movement myself. But they did, and so it brings me to this next point where we get to talking about this term that I like to use called camp bodies, and
yeah.
it. I look at the contracts and it can kind of tell me if they're going to be here long term or short term. And so my question to you is this: of all the free agents that they have brought in, who is your favorite?
Huh. I'm gonna say. I mean, it would just be too obvious to say Trey Flowers, so I'm gonna go away from that. I'm gonna say Jesse James, and the reason why I say Jesse James is because we were absolutely horrid to my liking at tight end last year. We were horrible. We probably threw the ball to the tight end maybe once or twice a game last year, and it was driving me nuts because
Oh
the middle of the field was so freaking wide open.
yeah,
And I really, really like them going to get Jesse, man. And what Jesse brings to the table fits the Lions for me.
now, it's funny you say that because he wouldn't be my pick for my favorite. He would be in my favorite, but it's funny because before they signed him, I actually said that they were going to sign him based on what the market value was and based
Mhm.
on the scheme fit and what it would cost to get him. And sure enough, they signed him. And I had so many people come back was like, I don't know how you doing this. They was like, I don't know how you doing this. I'm like, man, listen, I dig for facts. I ain't got no opinions around here. I'm just giving you facts based on what
Right,
I see. And
right.
but for me, it's CJ Anderson because it tells me
Yeah.
that
Ah,
they have a commitment to the run. Now you can swap him out. You can swap him out like carry on out and put this guy in and
it's,
keep that run going.
excuse my young old age. Man, do you know I forgot all about that sitting here talking to you? I
Hey man,
forgot
it
about
happened.
them going to get
It
old
happened.
blubber butt Anderson, man. Dude is a straight up hog, man. And I cannot wait to see him busting some extra yardage for us, man. I cannot wait to see CJ Anderson, man.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to me, it lets me know that the Lions are gearing up for this run. They're not
Yeah.
playing with you. When on come out, you need to still be concerned about who's in that backfield. See, I feel like two for too long, they would take out. I mean, we could have had Moses in the back trying to part the line, and teams wasn't respecting it, and then they'll go and put in Theo Reddick, and they was like, yeah, it's a pass, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And,
They
and
knew
I,
everything we was doing. Even Golden Tate alluded to that in the locker room before, man,
right.
previous year.
Right, they was very clear about what's going on and what's happening. And to me, what it did was it made me say, okay, to me, if you're going out and you're getting different pieces to add to the team that is going to do like what you're talking about, create that identity, create that that scheme, I'm cool with that. But CJ Anderson to me was another one of the guys that I said, hey, he's still out there. It's a good chance we can get him. I didn't think we was going to get him for 1.5. I didn't think that.
No, I am still blown away. No, I did not.
I
another thing with CJ Anderson, and see, like I like those type of signings. Well, you got to think about it, man. Besides Reggie Bush, Matthew Stafford has not had a legit anything when it comes to the offensive line and the running game. If you are able to if you're building this identity and you're able to open up things for Matthew Stafford, good things are automatically going to happen. And the thing is, with C.J. Anderson and Kerryon Johnson, if you're a defensive player, they're going to wear on you. They're going to wear you down. And that's another thing that I can't wait to see happen, because Kerryon is shifty, but sneaky powerful at the same time. But then you got this big bust coming through the middle of the hole. You're going to wear. And I can't wait to see the results, man.
Agree. Now, Lions Roar 74 says he signed here because he feels disrespected, and it's going to be fun to watch him this year. He also says that he signed here because he got something to prove. I think he's spot on with that, because when I look at the Detroit Lions and you talk about that power of Kerryon Johnson, I see those same things where, one moment you look like you got him and he got that quick short burst. That first burst is like, man, I didn't think he was that fast. But the thing that I love and why I was so frustrated watching the Lions last season, because I found myself acting like Johnny Cochran, trying to, constantly defend Matthew Stafford. Every time something went wrong, it was Stafford's fault. Oh, the kicker missed a kick. We blame Stafford. Coach didn't call timeout. Stafford should have audible into a timeout. It's just the craziest things. And so I just was like, I can't take it no more. I'm like, here's some serious facts. I'm like, the man ain't had a rushing attack in the top 15 in the 10 seasons he's been here. The first 2 seasons, he only played 13 games out of 32.
Yeah. Right. The stats, when you look at these stats that they pull up, man, as far as the Lions having 100-yard rushers, and you look at, the running back tandems he's had in the backfield and the offensive line, how many times he's been in the top 5 and getting sacked and put on his behind. It's just like, how do you even fix your mouth to blame Matthew Stafford when this guy is back here running for his life half the time? Get it right first. Get it right, because I know we've all seen it as Lions fans when we play the Packers, where Aaron Rodgers is sitting back there in the pocket, picking his nose and just chilling.
Yep.
You're going to be great when you have that type of block back there. But you can't.
Here's the thing that you bring up, and it's funny that you bring up Aaron Rodgers, because one of the things I noticed is with most of the people who do talk about the Lions quarterback and say, oh, Stafford can't do this, Stafford don't have this, Stafford had that. What I noticed was happening was they will say that, but then we go and look over right across the street to Aaron Rodgers, and he no run game, no tight end, no receivers. They go 6-9-1. Yeah. But it's not his fault. It's everybody's Mike McCartney.
Everybody else's fault. Yep.
It's everything else's fault. But with Stafford, everything is his fault. And yesterday, when we did the round table, I got so irritated. I had to show the roster that he came to when he got drafted. And I said, so who on this roster you were saying was good? That's
and then they try to say, well, Matthew Stafford never won a playoff game, dude. Well, listen, I bring up years, of course, like 2014. Listen. You've seen us get cheated countless times.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? So, the Lions got cheated. If 2014 they got cheated, Matthew Stafford would have won us a playoff game then. But that's not the only instance. You know what I'm saying? And it's times where you got cheated trying to get to the playoffs. I say, the Calvin Johnson situation. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm one of the people. I'm an avid fan of watching film, the game. A lot of people come with you with stats. I hate that. Watch the actual game, man. Just watch the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a lot of times, I tell people all the time, like I believe that the best linebacker in this draft is Khalil Hodge. I had people come to me like he ran a 5. I said, you know who else ran a 5? Vontez Burfict. You ain't gonna tell me he can't play.
The greatest receiver of all time ran what? You see what I'm saying?
Right. He didn't have no fast 40.
He wasn't running. He wasn't out here running no 4.4 or 4.3. You see what I'm saying? Greatest receiver of all time was running a 4.7, close to a 4.8. You see what I'm saying? It's not people. The NFL is not. It's not the Olympics. They don't run track. I tell people that all the time.
Say it again for them. I don't think they heard you. Say it again for them. It's not the what?
It is not the Olympics, man. They don't run track. Ain't nobody shooting no gun and telling somebody to go. And coming off. No, it's nothing like that. Game speed is different from 40 speed. It's plenty of time with Kerryon Johnson. He wasn't lightning fast running his 40. But it was times where that burst is something that you can't measure at the combine or on a pro day. It's the reason why I don't watch half of that stuff. Game speed is different. I put it to you this way: I'm not that fast, but if you put a pit bull behind my ass, I'm Flash motherfucking Gordon.
You say you need a little motivation. That's all you needed.
And let me tell you.
I hear you, man. I totally hear you. It's so crazy because I'm telling you, people always want to. They be so hung up, and I say, listen, there are certain things you definitely want to care about. I said, but the best receivers in this league are not the fastest. It is just it's just the facts. And then to the people who always say, "Oh, trade Stafford or get rid of Stafford," and then I ask the question for who? Just like when they trade Andre Drummond, for who? Who are you replacing them with? If you don't know. If you don't know who how are we supposed to know?
Now, when you look at him now, it's like, okay, now you would have gave that to another team, and then he would have tortured.
Man,
you see what I'm saying? You would have got Bradley Beal thinking Now you seen the game where Andre Drummond got get in foul trouble. The Pistons can't grab one rebound. Nobody is blocking a shot. Blake Griffin just watching people just go to the hole like, hey, okay, now let me get the ball and go down to the other end. Blake Griffin ain't gonna play defense at all.
It's so crazy because I think like it's the thing I realize about sports, whether it's basketball or football, people forget that the most essential things are generally what win people games, and the most essential thing is a true center. All these 3-point shooting centers they losing games because the minute they off on that 3-point, they're not getting it done, and it's crazy. So now. Lions fan 75 says, Luke G, you are becoming the Jimmy Fallon for Lions YouTubers. I'm just trying to create a platform for all of us to come together, whether we agree to disagree, but be able to just stick to facts and talk to sports. That was my goal. Yeah. I'm achieving it. I'm excited about that. Raheem X says, what's good, Luke and King? Everyone in the chat, what up, though, Raheem X, man? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. Let me see who else in here. Mars says, I like that the NFL is not an Olympics. Absolutely, man, Mars. I don't know why they get this, but this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and crack them phone lines open, people. So I'm now opening the phone lines up. What we're going to do, because I know I'm going to get hit. We'll let you come in, make your comment. I'll hang up, and then we'll respond. But that phone number is 248-294-0610. That's 248-294-0610. You can call in. You want what up, though, to everybody. It's all good with me. Talk football, talk basketball. This is probably the one day I let basketball slide because everything King on. But outside of that, I ain't got time to be dealing with people getting angry with me about basketball. I'm a purist. I do everything to the purest form. So let me ask you this, man. Okay, so when we to get back to the Lions, man, to look at it, Vegas has us at 7 wins. 7 wins, ain't that something?
Listen, man.
They gave the Browns 9 wins, but we get 7. The Browns get 9 for adding Odell Beckham Jr. We get 7.
It's gonna be like that nationwide until the Lions shut somebody up through media, through on TV. They're always going to start low with the Lions because they don't want to get burned. And it's understandable. But Listen, the Lions are going to win more than 7 games this year. They are definitely going to do that.
Now, now,
Um,
now, Malik Fat says we need a quarterback for the future. I mean, yeah, I think they need to have somebody that they're grooming, but I don't think it's in such a dire need that it need to be this year, to be honest with you.
no,
But I mean, yeah, I can definitely agree that they need somebody to start grooming to get them there.
yeah,
Lions fan 75 says, so you believe this is a passing league like the media portrays? No, I think it's a myth. I mean, that's a good question, King. Do you? They don't phone calls come. All right, let's take this phone call really quick, and then we'll answer that question.
all right.
Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. What up, though? Who is this? Hello?
Hello?
You there? Nah, you can hear him, right, King?
Yeah, it just sounds like you breaking
Hello,
up.
you there?
Yeah, there.
Caller, can you hear me? Caller, hang up the call right back. I mean, I can hear him, but I don't hear nothing outside of that.
Yeah, I hear him saying hello.
Yeah, I guess he can't hear us. Maybe I need to check, make sure everything's hooked up right. I don't see nothing out of whack now. All right, so we shouldn't have no problems. All right, but I mean, to me, I think that's a myth. I think this whole idea that it's a passing league is a myth because every time I watch these teams down the stretch making a run for the playoffs and run through the playoffs, they literally are running the ball.
Right.
So, all right, he called back. Let's see. All right, welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. Who's this?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just loud and clear. You hear us? I don't know why I don't know what he got going on. I hear him loud and clear.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know. I don't know, people. I don't know what's going on with that. Here, let me try to see if I can fix something. But you heard him though, King, right? Like, and the people in the chat said they can hear him too.
Right.
I don't know. Again, that number is 248-294-0610. We can hear y'all. But yeah, I just don't buy it. Do you buy that this is a passing league?
No.
And why not?
It's just like, I don't want to keep referencing the NBA. It's just like they try to say the NBA is it's a 3-point shooting league and stuff now. Listen, I believe it's the next best thing. Whatever is hot at the moment, that's what type of league it is. I honestly believe that. I do. I do because for instance, Golden State was the top 3-point shooting team. But to me, I'm always a person that's defense wins championships. So when Golden State won all of those games, you see what I'm saying, and Cleveland beat them, Cleveland didn't outshoot them. They beat them with defense. You see what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's going to always be that way. It is a defensive game. If you cannot stop that team from scoring, I don't care if you're Kansas City. Obviously, see what happened with Kansas City. If you stop that team from scoring, you have a high chance of winning. Your defense is still at the top of the matchup.
And see, to me, I just looked at. I went through and did years. I had a little time. When you got a little one who likes to think he's a panda or Batman, whatever comes first, and he's up all night, you need to do something to occupy your time while you're trying to get him back to sleep. So I went through 21 years of NFL teams, and I looked at just their rushing, defense, and passing ranking, and I found that majority of the teams who, they made it to the Super Bowl, but the ones who all lost the Super Bowl were past top 5 passing teams.
Yeah.
And I go to this one of those teams that was the greatest show on turf, and I said, well, how is the top 5 passing team not winning in the Super Bowl? And I watched them through the playoffs. I looked at the stats, and what I figured out was they ran the ball all through the playoffs and got to the Super Bowl and decided that they wasn't going to do it no more. So we got a call coming in. Let's see if this one still works.
All right.
What up, though? Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. Who this? Hello? Okay, he got his TV on. Hello? Let me try something different. Hold on. Yo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we finally got it working. All right, so who is this?
This is Brandon.
Brandon, what's going on, man? What you got for us today?
Not much, man. I was just calling in because nobody was calling in.
Oh, listen, they calling in, but for some reason, it's what it's doing is they're not hearing us. I don't know why they can't hear us.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear them, they don't hear us. So I don't know. So
I thought King was gonna lose his mind in the last week of the Pistons season.
Oh, Jesus!
I've seen too much NBA basketball for that, man.
No, but I was one of the things that I see a lot of is, and I was going to ask you about this. Like a lot of people, I've seen people talk about, oh well, you know, they're in win now mode, and I'm like, man, Quinn and Patricia have been in win now mode the whole time, but they're doing it as they're setting up to win consistently. So they're not going to just try and go in all in for 1 year. They're trying to set this up so that we're, you know, for better or worse, we're like the Patriots. We're going to be good for a long, long period of time. I see a lot of people talking about, and maybe in the media and stuff like that, people are like, well, we got to get this guy for this year. We got to get instant impact, stuff like that. And I'm like, I think they're setting it up. We're going to get people that fit the system that are going to be good for a long period of time as we build this to get better and better and better and better.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. And you know what we'll do is we'll let you go because I see it's picking up a little bit. I mean, we started a little bit earlier than we generally start. We usually generally start about 8 o'clock, but yeah, I'll let you go, man. We're gonna address that. I think you bring up some very good points, and it's something you did that got me to think because I've noticed that to be a trend too, where people say, you know, oh, like the New England Patriots. What's wrong with that? All they do is win. Ain't that what we want? Ain't that what we're angry about?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so yeah, we definitely appreciate you calling in, man, and we gonna talk about it. We gonna touch on it.
Yeah,
no problem, man. Hey, love you guys, both you, King. Watch you guys all the time, and hey, everybody in the chat, make sure you like the thing for them. All right,
hey, that's right. Hit them likes, man. We appreciate all the support that we get, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yep.
I mean, King, he right though. What you think, man? What's your thoughts on it?
Bob Quinn is good at doing one thing. That's playing semantics, man. Listen.
Yep.
Bob Quinn he doesn't want to come out before the press and before the fan base and say, hey, we're rebuilding. They're not in a rebuild per se, but they are building towards exactly what he said, a consistent future of consistent winning football. And that's something that's another thing that, you know, us as Detroit Lions fans, we're not used to coaching staffs doing that. Bob Quinn, like I said, he's making signings, but at the same time, he's using the draft. And that's what winning teams do. They go out, they pick out them diamonds in the draft, man. You get your team. Your team is young. You got a young team with a sprinkling of some veterans. And that's the way that you do it over a long period of time. And I really like that.
Yeah, and one of the things that Brendan hit on that I enjoy was the fact that, you know, people are too caught up in this idea that it's a win now thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a win now thing. This is a win now, win tomorrow, win yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And to me, when I look at the moves that they making, they have these strategic setups for outs. And this is something that we have not seen the Lions do in a long time, where they're giving out good contracts and they're giving out outs for people to get out. And so to me, I definitely think it's one of those things where I don't think many people realize it, but man, it's a different Lions team. It really is, and I know that some people there's some people who are waiting for them to fail so they can hear my response. But when that time comes, we'll talk about it. So we got a call coming in. Let's see what we got here. What up, though? Welcome to Luke G's Fear Review. Who this?
Yo, what's up? It's Crimson.
What's going on, Crimson?
You know, a little here, a little there, driving back from work. I was able to actually get a call in. Nice.
Right. See? Hey, what can I say, man? What can I say? What you got for us?
Man. Yeah. But, yeah, I was thinking of something real depressing because I've been a fan of the Lions for at least a good 20 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I look back. One of my favorite players as a kid, this is going to sound sad. One of my favorite players when I was a kid was Mike Furry. Does that sound depressing or what?
Oh, wow.
No. You know, I mean, listen. We all got to start somewhere. Now, I mean, don't
exactly. But like Brandon was saying before, with us trying to build slowly, that's usually the best case scenario. Any team that tries to build now to win now usually fails. I mean, you look at the Vikings right now. You look at the Bears. Congratulations, the Bears was like what? Went to one playoff game and then what? Got eliminated, and now they're screwed in the cap. Now they're screwed in the draft, and you're going to tell me that they're going to draft consistently in the mid rounds? It's the Bears. You think I'm going to hold my breath there? I'm sorry. I've seen this road before.
Right.
I mean, Green Bay is the only one I say right now in the division that we have is doing it right now. Minnesota and the Bears, well, I see them stagnating.
And what about the Rams? The Rams sold out this season for that Super Bowl. And what happened when it came time to?
God, I think the Rams are going to be very average. I think the Rams are going to be average next year because they figured out Goff.
Oh my God!
Teams know now. They've exposed him. They know.
And like I said, it's one of them things where, you know, and again, we are on the mic with Everything King, and we got Mr. Crimson Shadow on the mic calling in, you know, talking to us. You know,
hey, how's it going?
So I mean, but it's one of the things where you know, he said, "Listen, man, you got somebody who said you need to make a YouTube channel because you mad funny." So you know,
yeah, I know. I should. The only reason I don't do a YouTube channel is because I'm like Man Beast or Hitman. I will just blow. You know, I get pissed. So that's probably what they would love.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You got to be able to have control on it. So what else you got for us before we let you go, man?
Well, let's see here. Other than that, I was looking at Buffalo. I'm predicting they're going to be drafting a lot of wide receivers because I went on a binge watching. They're watching the drafts. Did you ever watch any of the Buffalo Bill games? I mean, I feel bad for Josh Allen because he's going to be a good QB, but they just need receivers. I never seen a team drop so many balls.
Yeah, you have. You have. You watch enough Lions games. Trust me, you've seen it.
I watch the Lions games. I don't think I see. I think they dropped it even more than they do.
What up, though, J-Mo? J-Mo in the building in the chat. Yeah,
J-Mo.
yeah. But yeah, you know, man, it's always a pleasure. And just so y'all know, me and Crimson is working on getting him on. We're gonna do something together because he is hilarious, and hopefully we can get this squared away and figure it out, man. I appreciate you calling in, Crimson.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yep. Peace. I'm on my way home.
Yes, sir. Be safe out there driving. I mean, King.
That man is hilarious, man.
He said his favorite player growing up was Mike Furry.
Wow.
He said, you know, that ain't saying much. He said his guy was Mike Furry, man. I mean, wow.
That's crazy.
Wow, I forgot we even had that guy.
Right. Wow.
It's so funny. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy that that we are able to do this again. We are on with Everything King, and you know, just chatting up, talking a little bit of sports, man. So listen, Vegas got us at 7 wins, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Like, Vegas is about as legitimate as Cowherd on ESPN. They are
so you said they ain't no validity?
No, they are so irrelevant to me. Listen, every year they do it to us every year. I mean, obviously they're gonna keep on doing it until the Lions shut people up, man. They're gonna do it all across the country. You know what I'm saying? No one likes the Lions but Lions fans. And it's just going to be that way, man. We get no respect on TV shows. We get no respect on radio shows. Our own city radio shows hate our guts. Mike Valeni at 97.1 can take that whole station and jump in the river. I just want to say that, by the way.
You know what? It was funny though. I did a whole video called "I Got Beef with Detroit Lions Fan." And I just talked about how this one radio show rile these fans up and make the experience for our athletes terrible. Yes. And And that's where you get all these little weird numbers like 7 wins. And it's funny because I'm actually happy I got you on because I recently found out that you not only are you a Lions fan, you are a Cleveland Brown fan. Why do you think Cleveland is getting so much more love than the Detroit Lions? I mean, I get that they picked up Odell Beckham Jr., but why do you think they're getting so much love and getting a higher ranking in terms of the Vegas odds than the Lions?
Two things. One thing, you could think the HBO series Hard Knocks. And another thing is it's Baker Mayfield, man. It's the guys that they're bringing over there. It's bringing a spotlight to those teams. I like the Browns personally because they've been suffering just as much as we have, obviously.
So you might have to
guy, with you. Yeah, right, exactly. I like the little teams, man. I'm the Cinderella guy. I would say that.
Okay.
I have a problem with the establishment. I'm one of those type of people. You know, when you see these same teams over and over and over, and then you get people jump on the bandwagon, these fake false fans, it drives me nuts. But the Browns, yes, I'm not going to say a Browns fan, but I am pushing for them to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, they it's funny that you bring them up because one of the things that I noticed with the teams that I like, they are all bottom feeding dog, you know, and I was like, I like the Bucks. When I grew up, I liked the Bucks, I liked it, the Seahawks and the Lions, and none of those teams were good. Eventually, 2 of them made it to the Super Bowl and won it. But I like being a part of that process and seeing that growth. And as a person who's played the sport, I tend to look at it totally different than just a fan.
Right.
You know,
right. Yeah.
You know, one of the things that jumped out to me the most when watching these teams, and I don't think the people in Vegas understand this is you have to be able to see what the acquisitions is and what the losses were. No, we didn't lose anybody that we are like, oh man, he's gone.
Right.
You know, so those are the things that I look at. But for you, I take it as you believe they're going to have way more wins than 7.
I'm not going to say way more wins. I got the Pistons somewhere around 10-6. I got them about 10-6. It depends. That's just an early prediction. I want to see what they do in the draft first before I can make a real final prediction.
Right. And see, I'm the same way. I want to see what the schedule is because where they play also helps me figure out, you know, what to expect, you know?
Right.
You know, now here's another thing I wanted to point out to you, King, because I know it's going to be a topic. Okay, so for me, whenever I hear Montez Sweat, I can't. Okay, I can't.
Listen, we already know the Lions ain't going that direction because we are a character-based team.
Now, even when they say names like Rashawn Gary,
Rashawn Gary, to me, as a Michigan, I'm a Wolverine.
Okay, I'm a Spartan, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a Wolverine. So, as a Wolverine, to me, Rashawn Gary was trash. To me.
Thank you. Wait a minute.
I would rather draft Devin Bush. I would rather draft Devin Bush, man.
It's so crazy because I get so many people who come on my videos and they go Montez Sweat, and I go Montez Sweat, and they go yeah Montez Sweat, and then I go man, listen, dude. Show me the game that he was dominant in. And then they go, well, Rashad Gary, what game was he dominant in? I said, he had the audacity to say that they didn't use him right in Michigan. Man, get out of here.
Listen. Now, I only say that because I don't see what I've seen. Okay, for instance, the Shanahan did not pop out the screen for Alabama. But his physical tools were there. I didn't see that with Rashawn Gary. I just did not. I'm sorry.
Right.
Nobody thought that Shanahan was going to have the type of season he was going to have because of his stats. But watching the film with him, when he did seem like he was engaged in the game, he had the physical tools that it takes to be a great defensive tackle. And that's what I was missing with Rashawn Gary. I just don't see it. I don't.
And it's funny you said that because when I watched Deshaun Hand, I actually did see a lot of those different little pass rush moves, and I saw he had a little technique, just needed a little bit more refining.
Right.
But with Rashard Gary, I'm like, he had this belief that he could just push his way through everybody, and I'm like, not in this league. It just doesn't work like that.
You playing grown men in the NFL,
right? I mean, even with Montez Sweat. And so I had to slap myself because I hate even saying his name because there are some people who I just don't think should be a first-round pick, you know. And I'm like, listen, let alone a top 10 pick.
Exactly.
You know? And I don't think people really understand how serious that is. Now Morgan Trice comes into the chat. What's going on, man? He says, my boys. He said, what's up, Luke? What's up, everything? What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
And J-Mo said, don't even get him started about this Montez Sweat and Rashawn Gary. We're not J-Mo. The last video you dropped, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing too hard. Don't do me like that. Okay. I can't. I can't. I mean, did you see that boy rant? He went on a rant, man.
Hey, listen, man.
Don't nobody rant like him and Man Beast, man. Them rants is epic.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, for me, I definitely think Vegas is crazy. I think just because they added Odell Beckham Jr., and I think you hit the nail on the head, it's a lot of names over there. So when you got a lot of the names, you getting a lot of that press. And it's like, come on, man. You know, and to me, it just doesn't make sense. And it's funny because Trigger easily says 97.1 the ticket was blowing Montez Sweat earlier. I know they was. They've been pushing this Montez Sweat thing for the longest. And then what happens is the people who find people like me and everything, they come in talking that Montez. And the first thing we want to figure out is, well, what game did you see him in that you thought he was the real deal? His best game came against a small school.
The purpose of 97.1 the ticket is to get sports teams to destroy themselves. If it was in a perfect world, they would want the Lions to draft every stupid pick that they can do. 97.1 will flourish because they get you fast, and they feed you, and you just string along and follow them wherever they go. Especially Mike Valeni. Mike Valeni lives because of you miserable Lions fans out there. He thrives on you, and it's sickening.
Well, you know what's funny to me about the whole sports thing? They always talk about, oh, he's the #1 sports talk person in Michigan, and I'm like, well, who else is there? Like, who else is there? We got a call coming in.
All right.
What up, though? Welcome to Luke G's Fair Review. Who this?
What up, boy? You know who it is? It's Noble.
Man, this the man, the myth, and the legend himself. Noble Sports.
What's going on, man? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, baby? What's up?
What you got for us? Man, we good, man.
I just want to say, I want to ask King, what do he think Matt Patricia gonna do in his second year with the Lions?
What is he gonna do in his second year with the Lions? And what else you got? You got another question? Because I know you got something else besides that one.
And why is Luke G only thinking about T.J. Hawkinson? Hey, Luke, there's other players in the draft, man.
Listen. I'm gonna answer that question straight up too. I'm gonna let King answer his question, but I'm gonna answer your question straight up, man. You know it's all love over here, TA. Man, you know, this one of our Detroit Sports Alliance members, man, from Noble Sports Entertainment, TA. So, T, I'm gonna answer that question straight up for you. I hope you enjoy the answer, man.
Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna enjoy it, man. Definitely, man. Y'all doing a good job on the show, man. And definitely, I'm gonna be watching to see what's going on with you guys on today.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in, TA.
All right, baby.
All right, King, there go your question, man. What do you think Matt Patricia is going to do in year 2, bro?
Like I said, I think the Lions is going to be pretty much around 10-6. I think he's going to – Matt Patricia had a roster last year that he was trying to establish something with. He was trying to establish his way of doing things. So, yeah, they struggle at times. You know, the first game when Matthew Stafford was getting put on his butt and he was throwing picks, they all went into a panic. And, of Of course, we all know what happened. I don't need to refresh people's memory. But we did have games against teams we don't usually beat where we beat them. And games where we thought we were going to absolutely lose that we won. To me, those are the signs of a team that's brand new and they're trying to establish something. This year, I think he's going to take another step forward. That's why I got them at 10-6. With Matt Patricia, he's trying to put a roster together that he wants. He's trying to get his guys. And that's why I didn't get down on him so much last year, because I knew that he had players on his roster that he probably didn't want, to be honest. So I'm going to give him an opportunity this year, get him some more of his guys in here, man, and, let's see what happens. But I think he's going to have a successful year, even though Vegas and some of these other people out here in the media say that they think he's going to have a horrible year. I think not. I think he's going to have a pretty good year this year, man. And I'm looking forward to see what he can do with a roster with guys that he likes.
I mean, again, man, I can't disagree with anything that you said. I personally think that it was a huge adjustment, and I, on the other hand, was ready for Patricia to be gone after about 6 games, really because I was seeing so many coaching errors that it was like why are you taking an onside kick with 3 minutes on the clock and 3 timeouts with a 2-minute warning? And then not only did you do it, it's a low percentage play. You did it twice.
Right? Yeah.
You did it twice, and so it bothered me there with that. And then also, when I looked at the other back end of it, I said, wow, I realized what he did to them. He pulled a straight up, remember the Titans, Coach Boone, I'm going to break y'all down to the purest form. Who want to be here will be here and will play, and anybody else can go. And when he had them exercise outside, he was breaking them. Like, yeah, we're going to find out who's the boys from the man. And the boys, they were out. And I think a lot of people didn't buy into what he was doing, and I get it. But, it's one of the things that I look at. Now, Elijah Coakley says, facts. He said Matt Patricia gave the Jets running back coach a chance. Right. I mean, this guy went from offensive coordinator to running back coach, which I find confusing. How do you become a running back coach and you didn't run the ball when you had a chance to?
Yeah.
So, it's one of them things where I just, do it. Now, Greg Gore says, he says, keep hope alive, but the Lions is going 8-8. What say you?
I can understand why he says 8-8. When you look at the schedule, you probably would think more like 8-8. The reason why I said that I'm going to wait until the draft is over to give a measuring stick, because, right now at this current time with the roster and the holes that we still have, obviously, yes, the Lions will go 8-8. But when we do draft and we fill those holes with the correct personnel, then obviously you might change your mind. I'm going to say that. Okay. But this team currently right now with this roster, yes, we have holes. So, of course, you would say that. But the Lions are not done yet. Give them an opportunity to finish.
So to the people who say that the Lions are using a smokescreen to trade up, what say you? Because I haven't forget your question, TA. I'm finna answer it after this one. Trust me, I haven't forget your question. What up, though, Detroit's Big Will and Red Knight Ghost? What up, though? Welcome to the show, fellas. But what say you to the people who say that the Lions are using a smokescreen to trade up? You buying that?
Trade up to get who? I don't. If it's about a quarterback, man, you listen. Wake up, get some baby powder, put it in your hand, and slap yourself. The Lions are not about to trade up to get there. Not getting a quarterback in the first round. They have bigger needs right now than to go get a quarterback to back up Matthew Stafford in the first round. Not in the first round.
Well, Greg Gore says the only person he can see them trading up for is Nick Bosa if he falls in the draft.
Nick Bosa ain't falling in the draft, man. If he do, I might cry. If Nick Bosa and Josh Allen fall, or if the Lions find some type of way to get him, listen, man, I'm down at Ford Field in some high heels and a wig on, trying to marry Bob Quinn.
You better have some good lipstick, man. The man has been working magic. Now, Don Juan says he think they're gonna trade down and grab a corner. Let me address the question that Mr. Noble Sports Entertainment TA asked me. He says, why does Luke only think that it's Byron Murphy or it's TJ Hockenson? Luke has always said that his first option is to be trade down. And if they're stuck at 8, based on multiple interviews that he's heard, based on the patterns and the trends that he's seen, they're going to take a tight end. So when Luke is telling you about these players and why he's not adjusting these players, it's because Luke is looking at who fits the criteria that Bob Quinn says he looked for when he picked up these players. And what Bob Quinn said, not Luke, but Bob Quinn said he looks for players with these 5 traits: competitiveness, passion, high football IQ, versatility, and high character. And when you go down that list, Ed Oliver tried to jump on his coach on the sideline. Okay. Montez Sweat was removed from Michigan State for some off-field issues, and these things add up. So for me, what I'm seeing is these patterns that are making sense now, starting to see this stuff be for real. And then when I go through and I look at who fits the scheme based on what they're trying to do, based on the new offensive coordinator, I said, yeah, it's about getting that pick right. And so to me, when you're talking about taking a lineman at 8, like Jonah Williams, who has somewhat been reluctant to accept the role as a guard, it doesn't make sense. But let's say he do decide to accept the role as a guard. Who drafts a guard at 8 and they're not Quentin Nelson? You know? Right. So for me, my people is Hockenson, Murphy, Hodge. I get it, you know, but in the case of Khalil Hodge, he has versatility. He can play all 3 linebacker positions. He can play in a 3-4. He can play in a 4-3. And his read and react is the best I've seen of all the linebackers, you know. So that's why I keep looking at those players, because it's based on best player available for need and scheme fit. That's why I look at those players, and I got that from what our head coach and what our general manager has said. Now, Everything King, have you seen any film on my favorite linebacker, Khalil Hodge?
Yes, I have.
What's your thoughts on Mr. Khalil Hodge?
And everything you just said is spot on. It is definitely spot on. I watch a guy on YouTube. He makes film videos. His name is Lombardi. I watch his videos.
Yeah, Vosh. Shout out to Vosh Lombardi.
Yeah, Vosh Lombardi. I love his videos. Yeah, everything that you just said is absolutely spot on, and especially when it comes to read and cover. And that's where we struggled in over the years as, you know, especially within this last decade. We definitely have to get somebody back there with good Lord, Jared Davis, man. We have to have somebody back there with Jared Davis, because our problem has been from the linebacker position is coverage and reading back there. It's been the biggest problem with the Lions. So listen, I don't mind that pick at all. I don't mind the Hockenson pick, especially the Hockenson pick, because Hockenson is probably one of the most safe guys that you can get in the draft. He has all the tools, and, you know, one thing that's the Patriot way is them always having a solid tight end. Yeah, we did get Jesse James, but at the same time, we do still need another tight end. I don't think Roberts is going to be the guy. So I would definitely do it if I was the Lions. I prefer defense, but if they did it, I would have no problem. Nothing to say about it, period.
Well, just to FYI to everybody, I was given a suggestion that I thought was so cool, and what they wanted me to do was they wanted me to do a mock draft that was all offense, a mock draft that was all defense. And I was like, bet, I'm gonna go live probably this weekend or something, and I'm gonna do a mock draft doing all offense, and then I'm gonna do one that shows all defense. But here's the thing, King, I did a mock draft where I allowed for my subs to give me any name that they wanted to add to the big board, right? I did exactly what they told me to. and then we were going to have a mock draft based off that big board, and them names was coming off, and you should have saw the chat. It was getting real uncomfortable. People was probably wiping their faces like, man, he don't already? I'm like, yeah, what you gonna do now?
Right.
This is y'all list. So, you know, to me, I think that you're spot on in terms of this idea of getting that guy who can help in coverage and who can be a little bit more versatile. I did say that Davis got so much better once they added Snacks. But I would love to have Khalil Hodge. Now we got a call coming in.
All right.
Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. What up, though? Who this?
Man, this is Elijah.
Hey, Elijah, what's going on, man?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real and quick to the point. I need you to leave my man Gerard Davis alone.
Hey, I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping on Jared Davis, man. Jared Davis, listen. Hey, listen. Jared Davis,
he got it. I'm gonna go get him. That's my man.
Right.
Leave him alone. Leave Gerard Davis alone.
Man, listen. We don't hate Gerard Davis, man.
He needs some help, though.
He need help. You know, in other words, he can't be the only line. Look who's out there with him at linebacker. They're rushing one of them in Kennard. He's constantly rushing. And then the other guy who's supposed to be in coverage with him is Christian Jones. I mean, he needs some more. He needs another linebacker who can Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we don't hate him though.
No, at all, man. Jared Davis is one of my favorites, man.
Like, come on now. He haven't even hit this like, oh yeah, we don't even know what his full potential is yet. But he showed me enough to be like, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Before you even came on, I said he was even getting better with a good D tackle. What I do wrong?
Oh man, you gotta let me explain.
That came in. Oh my goodness, Gerard had so many open lanes, and he got to the quarterback. And it's even better from the blitz because he got clear lanes for the quarterback.
True.
It's crazy.
Okay, hey, listen, Elijah, we hear you.
Let me rebuttal.
King gonna rebuttal, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. He came in like Pac on his enemies, man.
Hey, listen, bro. Listen. I'm not at all.
Elijah, man. He came in hard. Listen, I'm gonna just say this real quick and simple.
All right.
Leave Jared Davis alone. Like, dang, man. But we said he was good.
Bro, I am not coming at Jared Davis. Jared Davis is one of my favorites, man. But he needs help. That's
True.
what I'm saying. Jared Davis is an absolute cannon getting to that quarterback. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, and he definitely showed the improvement that I needed to see. So I have no problem with Jared Davis, but he needs some help. He got to get some help.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I enjoyed that call. Appreciate you calling in, man, Elijah, man. You silly for that one. What up, though, MicroMike? There go another one of those DSA members right there. Mr. MicroMike himself. Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, but I was, hey, King, I wasn't expecting him to come in like that, bro. He came in like he came in like baby on what's that radio show? He was like,
oh yeah,
one time.
On the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, man, he came in. I wasn't even ready, bro.
He said, are you finished or are you done? I said, all right, man. We got you.
You know, I mean, but again, it's just one of the things where he needs more help. And I know that a lot of people, when they look at Devin White, King, I'm not going to lie, a lot of people do feel like Devin White is a carbon copy
Jared Davis,
where he do a lot of the overrunning and stuff. But Jared Davis with a big D tackle in front of him was being much more better. And so, you know, I appreciated that part of his game. With Devin White, for me, I've always said it before, it's just that he, you know, I need him to learn how to tackle better. I mean, you can't be getting stepped on by quarterbacks, bro. I can't. That should not be on film. I mean, he's getting blocked out. He's getting blocked out by corners. I'm like, what's going on with this? This stuff can't happen. So, but you know, we got some new people in the chat. Fort Bat Frank, what up, though, man? Yeah, you're a little late, but you know, you made it in time to be a part of the show, so we appreciate that. And please make sure you hit that like. Make sure that this video gets some love and keep getting that circulation. But King, let me ask you, man. So who's that player though? Like who's that player that you just like, Lord Jesus, please don't let the Lions draft this player. Who's that guy for you?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Rashawn Gary.
It is.
It's Rashawn Gary. I don't want him, man. I do not
It
want
is.
him.
You know, I mean, it is, man. I'm not gonna lie. When I hear that, every time that name come up, I get the feeling of Taco Charlton. I remember where that Taco Charlton was getting the push, and I was like, "Can we please stop this? Like, can we really please stop this?" Calling in, talking about some Taco Charlton, and I'm like, he's never done anything, and I'm just,
a lot of those is Michigan fans doing that, but
yeah,
you know, one of the disturbing things, man. You know, they got a show with him and Greedy Williams and stuff that they doing a series with them.
Right, past the draft or something like that.
Yeah, and at the combine, his family was there, and his whole family had Lions gear on. I damn near lost it, man. Like, don't y'all for 1 second think that they was finna draft this boy? Find another team.
Don't say that. I didn't even see that. Don't say that.
Yes, his whole family. They showed his whole family. They all had Lions gear on, bro.
Oh my God! Well, we gonna have to listen. Y'all got to make sure y'all prayer hands is strong tonight. Okay, and don't be lazy with the prayer. Okay, get on them knees now. All right, we can't have it. What up, though, Baby Souflex? Baby Souflex says, what up? But we got a question. Sheldon McCrae says, how do y'all feel about Brian Burns? What's your thoughts on Brian Burns?
I want to.
Uh-oh.
No, I know, but see, I like Brian Burns, man. I really do. But I don't know if I'm taking him at 8, though.
But what if they trade down? Would you take them if they trade down?
I have no problem with it. If they trade down, I have no problem with it.
They go like 14, they take them, you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. But yeah, at 8, no.
Yeah, it's funny because I put a video up. I did a wish list video of players that I really wanted. I was like, look, the Lions need to be looking at these people. And I got so much heat, man. Brian Burns is trash. He ain't gonna be drafted to the 5th round. I'm like, wherever he get drafted, it don't matter. What I see is a stud. And I said, yeah, he's got some areas he needs to work on. I said, but he got pass rush moves, and that's what I like. So but if they trade down to 14 and took him, am I going to be mad? No. I mean, if you feel a position of need and it's the best player available there, cool. I just think it's going to be Jalen Ferguson that they're going to look at if they trade down, in my opinion. Jalen Ferguson or a cornerback or safety, one of them. Now, the question becomes, Raiders should save us from Rashawn Gary. I hope they do.
I hope so, man.
You know, the Cowboys saved us from Taco Charlton. I was like, praise the Lord.
Oh, my goodness, man.
MicroMike says, everything King, I'm making a video that's going to make you roll on the floor laughing time now. Okay, he's letting you know he's going to do something. Noble Sports says that they trade down, he won't Taylor Rapp. Man, I love me some Taylor Rapp.
Taylor Rapp, yeah.
Man, I really, now this gonna sound crazy, but I really compared Taylor Rapp to Troy Polamalu, and people went, "Oh, you crazy?" And I said, "Listen, it's the ball skills. Like if the ball is in his vicinity, it's his.
It's his. He's a ball hawk. He's a ball hawk.
He got it down pat. He definitely got it down pat. Now, Baby Souflex says, "I'll take Burns at 8. He had the most quarterback pressures in college last year with 69." Now, let me get this man a clap up because what he did is exactly what Luke G always do. What Luke G do is look at the important things. And to me, sacks are overrated.
Yes, they are.
The quarterback pressures are what I enjoy seeing. And when you see a guy who can get to the quarterback, whether you touch him or not, what it does is it constantly makes them move their feet. When I watch Devin White blitz the quarterback, that quarterback didn't flinch and he ran past him. I still can't figure it out. Okay. Yeah. But in the case of a defensive lineman or a guy who's a pass rusher, it's great to have all them sacks. Can you make his pocket uncomfortable like what most teams do to Matthew Stafford? And to me, that's the kind of stat you want to look at. So good call, Baby Souflex. I appreciate that. Now, George Morgan says we should drop back, gain a second, go D in the first, 3. Oh, go D first 3. Deshaun Davis, Khalil Hodge, replace Kennard, Mac Wilson, Vashawn Joseph, TJ Edwards, and replace Christian Jump. Man, he got a detailed match. I wasn't ready for all that.
Lord. you want to join the show?
I wasn't ready for all that, man. Listen, man, I have some of the coolest subs, man. They really do. they really do understand why I tell people don't be no chump and go do your research, because a lot of the times if you come to me and say something crazy, we're gonna have a nice conversation where I'm gonna see how much research you really did. I'm gonna ask you questions and say, well, what about this? Did you know this? And then it generally changed the whole conversation. So I tell people, do your research before you talk to me, because I'm going to talk about it. Now, Admin Jimmy 23 says, how do y'all feel about Nasser Adderley? What is your thoughts on Nasser Adderley?
I haven't had the opportunity to watch film.
Okay, so let me tell you, I did, because I got blew up to do the film study. So I did it. I just didn't make the video, man. Again, I do got a 9 to 5. I got kids with an S, and it's real out here in these streets. Okay, so time is limited. But when I watched the guy, what I noticed was that guy really do not have no problem with contact. He loves to get into the mix of things. And the ball skills are somewhat there. I've seen it, but it's kind of like the competition he went to that kind of make him get a little bit of a pause.
What kind of defense did they run?
Now, when I watched them, they ran a whole lot of zone, and I mean a whole lot of zone. So he was always responsible for a space. And for some reason, minus that game against Buffalo, they were setting them receivers up in that cover 2. And I'm like, it's a cover 2. You can't see it's a cover 2, and he just come over and just lay down on them like really hard. So, you know, I think he's okay. But if you ask me, if my options are Taylor Rapp or Adderley, I'm taking Taylor Rapp, you know. So that's just me. Now, Greg Gore says, I like Jonathan Abrams over Adderley. I can see that. Okay. You know, I can see that. And let me see what else we got here. It says One Ugly 95. Oh, I mean, that's a heck of a name, but okay. He says, go from 8 to 14, pick up an extra second round and a 4th, then draft Noah Fant, and then take Paris Campbell in the 2nd, and then the second best cornerback available and the best available guard. So he's saying trade our 8th pick to the Falcons, take their 14th and their 2nd and their 4th, and go out and get Noah Fant, Paris Campbell, whoever the next best corner is in the 2nd, and then in the 3rd, take the guard. What's your thoughts on that?
You know what? That's actually, I like that. I like that a lot, to be honest. I have no problem with that. I like that.
See, I feel like we missing some stuff. I feel like if you look at what the Buffalo Bills gave up to go and get Josh Allen, I feel like we can get a little bit more than that.
A little bit more, yeah. And knowing Bob Quinn, he probably can swindle a little bit more out of somebody.
Now we got Ron Musk. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. He says, what are your feelings about Zach Allen? Now I know that Zach Allen has been tied to the Detroit Lions because of who our defensive coordinator is. What are your thoughts about him from Boston College? That's how you gonna start off, like, oh, let me think about this.
Is he saying move back to get him?
That's a good question. I think he just want to know, do you like the player or no?
No, he's all right, man. Like I said, I don't see nothing that's not fixable with him. The Lions would, like I said, one thing that the Lions have to make that I believe they can do, especially showing with the guys we drafted last year. Right. They can coach these young guys up. That's why this is my whole theory to why I said the Lions can afford to move back, because the draft is talented enough where you're going to get some solid guys if you take a few spots back, and the Lions definitely could fix whatever issue, except for Greedy Williams. Whatever issue you may feel that this player may have, the Lions are just going to have to coach them up, man. I'm relying on their ability to coach these young guys up, so I don't have a problem with that. But as long as it's to move back, yeah, I'm not taking an 8.
Well, Noble Sports Entertainment says he says he want players that can smell the quarterback's breath. In other words, he ain't want nobody who can't get near him. So
yeah. Now, I mean, pressure. At the end of the day, pressure creates turnovers, and that's what we have to get. That's what we have to get.
Risky says that, and I think Risky, I rock with Risky. We talk a lot, and Risky really do his research, man. And I'm telling you, he put together some stuff that I have to look at, and I'd be like, yep, that sounds about right. That sounds like a good chance. And I appreciate what Risky brings to the table. But Risky says, and I think this is the best trade option, which is the Dolphins. But he says trade with the Dolphins for 13, take Byron Murphy, and then with the second pick, take Dalton Reisner to be the guard. So, okay, I can see that. He says then take Jalen Ferguson with the extra second. So I think you might have to flip that a little bit risky. I don't think Jalen Ferguson is going to sit too long.
No, he's not going to last that long.
Yeah, you're going to have to take him with that first second if you do. But then he says then turn around, take Khalil Hodge. Oh man, he getting into it, and then take Khalil Warren at 111. Trade the pick to the Browns and pick up Duke Johnson as your extra running back.
Wow,
man, risky out here in these streets. Got me out here thinking, man, what in the world? I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Now, Greg Gore says to risky in your dreams, but it seems like it's very plausible, people. I mean, Brandon Anderson says, Luke G, have you had a look at John Irsay, late round wide receiver out of Hawaii? Oh, I had a real close look at him. I just dropped the video for offensive linemen that we visited with this year. I did a video on the receivers, but I can tell you right now that that's a guy who can be a monster for real. A serious monster. He says that's football, King. So true coaching is so true. Coach them up. I mean, he's agreeing with you. Again, people, I don't want to keep King on too long. We're going to find a way to get him onto the round table. It's just a matter of timing. We generally do the round table at 8. I think you work later in the day, King. From what I see
it depends on the day. It depends on the day. Because sometimes at work, I could go in my little office, man. We still could do something.
Okay. Now here's a question. I don't know if you know about this guy, but this is the second time I've seen his name. I originally saw it from Detroit's own Big Will. Lee Bender says, what do y'all think about wide receiver Darius Slayton from Auburn? Woo! Let me tell you. I'm going to go first on this one. Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
It's because of Darius Slayton that I got problems with Greedy Williams. I'm telling you, like, I know they say he can cover, but every time that man ran a slant or he ran some type of double move, Greedy was out there trying to grab for air and life. It was hard out there in these streets, and I was thinking like, whoa, like I can't believe this. So to me, I love what I've seen out of him. I do think he got some drop issues, but if you're telling me he's a 3rd to 4th round pick, would I be okay with it? Yeah, he's got speed too.
If I'm the Lions, my only problem with the receiver thing, if I'm the Lions, I don't want to take a receiver as high as 3rd. I think anything when I hear 97.1 talk about Nick Harry in a second, I just go, I don't see it. I would be shocked if they took a receiver at all. We got bigger holes to fill. You know what I mean? I just don't see them doing that.
Okay, so they're saying he's being mocked for the 5th. I mean, then that sounds about right. I think that'll be a good steal for him. But keep in mind that the Lions, and based on the receivers that I've already showed you that they visit, all those receivers played multiple positions, particularly on kick and punt return. And the bigger ones were deep threat. So just food for thought. Again, if you have not already, please make sure you hit that like on the video, and please make sure that you subscribe to the Gridiron Blitz, who channel is linked in my description. Noble Sports Entertainment, who channel is linked in my description. MicroMike, who channel is linked in my description. 313 JMO, who channel is linked in my description, and Everything King, who channel is linked into my description. We're not going to be on too much longer, people, because life is real. We got things to do. But here's the thing. If y'all got any more few questions y'all want to give for me or King, feel free to ask them now. If not, we're gonna cut it short and we'll figure out how to do this again. Since you guys enjoyed it so much, we make sure we make this thing work and pop for y'all. So, and King over there eating like a boss. This the problem though. This the problem, King. I'm over here trying to eat healthy and stuff. When your girl start bringing in stuff you never heard of, like kale and cabbage, and you're not putting fat back and hard malls in it. You trying to figure out what the hell we doing over here. So
I'm starting to think we got similar things going on. We got similar things going on right now.
I'm a little jealous right now. Now, here's some more questions for us. They Don Juan want to know, what are your thoughts on Andy Isabella, UMass wide receiver? I love him. What about you?
I love him.
I love him. I think he's gonna be nasty if he's get the right system. Like, God forbid he go over there with McVay. Oh my God, you gonna have and him? Oh my God.
Yeah.
God forbid that. I mean, seriously. It says if we get a wide receiver, it's going to be in the 4th or 5th or 6th round. That's from David Jackson. George Morgan says keep an eye on Curtis to be that late round guy. I do think they really love Curtis. He has that. That's the 6'5" receiver out of Syracuse. I think they really do like him.
We need another big body. We need another big body.
Absolutely. The baby Souflex says I take Hunter Rainfro in the 4th. I can see that. It says, would you like taking Rocky Sin? That's from 313 JMO. When I watch Rocky Sin, what I see is a guy who should be great in the pros, but I see a guy who's going to have a hard learning curve because technique-wise, it's not as clean as it should be. What is your thoughts on it, King?
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. He has to. They'll have to coach the hell out of him, man. They will have to coach the hell out of him, man. His technique, he definitely needs some sharpening. I would say that to be nice.
Right. So, right. And Trigger easily says, do you guys think DK Metcalf is overrated? Yes.
Oh my God. This is listen. he's so fast, man. He's built perfectly, and he's a long ball threat, obviously.
Right.
But man, it's just his getting off the line, his route running, those are the questions that I have. Anybody can run straight down the field.
Right.
Can you get these corners? Can you get off the line with these corners in the NFL? You got the body for it, but do you have the footwork to do what you're supposed to do as a receiver to free yourself to get open? That's my thing with him.
Okay, yeah. And see, David Jackson says he likes Metcalf, but my problem is when I watch Metcalf, I don't like the fact that you're letting people bully you at the line of scrimmage. And
same thing I just said. Yep.
And they show you that one play over and over where he throw that one dude out the way. Which happened to be a name that we know, but we don't want to make him look too bad, okay? Yeah. But they show that one play, and I'm just like, but when I watch the film, I'm like, bro, you getting bullied at the line of scrimmage, and that's a problem for me. And Go Lion says, I'm with you, fellas. He says, I'm in that same boat. Turkey sausage, zucchini, muffins, and etc. Like, really? I know, bro. It's the.
You don't want to see my refrigerator right now. It's green. My refrigerator is green, bro. And I'm a cook. I'm a chef. I'm a cook. I cook all the time.
Listen, bro, let me tell you what happened to me the other day. Let me tell you how hard it is in my house, okay? So I'm an old school person. You give me a box of King vitamins or some Captain Crunch, and I'm in heaven. I'm not the most complicated person. I go to give me a bowl of cereal, right? Because I'm trying to be slick. I got me a box of Captain Crunch. Well,
right.
I look for the milk. I said, where the milk at? You know what she broke out and told me? It's right there. I said, no, that's almond milk. I want the real milk. I want the stuff that came from the cow.
Slick, I gotta agree with her. I drink my refrigerator right now is almond milk. Everything is, man, I have nothing but healthy stuff in my refrigerator. So I feel her. We're in a time right now. Hey, listen, I lost 2 buddies last year to a heart attack. One of them was 36, the other one was 26.
Okay.
So we're in a time right now where you just got to be careful. You know what I mean? And I feel it.
I feel you, but I only get one life, King. Can a brother get a bowl of a Captain Crunch? That's all I'm saying.
Now I tell you how you do it. You wait 3 o'clock in the morning where everybody sleep, then you go get your bowl of cereal, man.
Nah. I told you my kids is like Batman and my girl is too. Now Frederick Williams says another sleeper wide receiver I see is Jalen Smith out of Louisville.
I didn't really watch him that much.
Yeah. Well, see, somebody gave me him as a film study. I literally started taking my notes on these guys. I just didn't make the video, so shame on me. My apologies. Bug Spread says this draft is so deep it would be hard to go wrong. You know what? And if they did go wrong, it's an indictment on everybody. And you're gonna hear about it on Luke G. I know you're gonna hear about it on King, and you certainly gonna hear about it on 313 JMO. I can just see that video going down.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty much where we at for right now, man. Again, we've been on for a little bit over an hour. I don't want to hold anybody hostage, man. King, you got any lasting words, man? Because I really appreciate you coming on and doing it to show that unity that we just want to talk sports and have some fair, unbiased media for our teams, man. You got any last words?
First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate you reaching out to me, brother, man, and inviting me to the show.
Absolutely.
Anytime you want to do anything, man, just let me know. Hit me in the messages. I'll let you know if I'm available or not. And 9 times out of 10, I probably will be. But
Man, appreciate it.
To all of my subscribers, man, definitely make sure that you subscribe to everybody in the descriptions, because those is pretty much everybody's videos that I watch and some of the people I deal with. So I'm gonna make it my business to bring everybody on my channel over to this channel too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
So,
hey, listen. I still got so many films I gotta do. I got the notes, but I kind of slowed it down because I gotta make sure that I pace myself. I had got so many requests and I was pumping them out. You know, and I had some people that were like, "Can you make them shorter?" I'm like, "That's not film study." You know, you want a highlight video? I can give you a highlight video, easy.
Right.
But I do film study. I study the film. So, but yeah, I appreciate the support, man. I just want people to know that, you know, this city is not as divided as people may think it is, and this city is not as crazy as people think it is. We all want the same thing. We all have the same things in common. And if we just reach out to each other with a simple, "Hey, would you be free?" You'd be amazing what can happen. I know a lot of subs really wanted this, and this wouldn't even been possible without 313 J-Mo getting, because I reached out and I was like, "Man, I don't know how else to do it." And J-Mo was like, "Listen, I got this one." I was like, "I appreciate that, man." So shout out to 313 J-Mo, man. Appreciate you setting us up so we can get this done. Detroit versus everybody. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with this one last good piece of advice. Don't be no chump. Please do your research.
All right.